Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Up Next. Now I'm gonna come back with another video. Hey man, look, I believe in the Lakers. Alright, but look, first and foremost, shout out to JSM. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to JSM. Because without JSM, this video wouldn't be possible. So make sure I go subscribe, make sure I go like, make sure I go support him. Listen, we definitely gotta watch this review on the Lakers because we all know, bro, if the Lakers would have lost, we wouldn't have heard the last of it. So since the Lakers won, we're gonna stay on it. We're gonna stay on their ass. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Well, the Lakers bounced back in a big way tonight, beating a tough, motivated Grizzlies team that were trying to get a win post-firing their head coach, but the Lakers were able to pull it out. Now, it definitely did get tight there at the end. Your PTSD might have kicked in for their past few games, but they were able to hold on and get the win. And it definitely was an important win for them, not only to get back on track after a rough past few games, but then to gain sole possession of the 4th seed. Memphis and the Lakers were playing for the tiebreaker tonight, trying to not only gain the 4th seed, but then gain the tiebreak over each other, and the Lakers were able to pull that out as well, which might eventually come in handy and probably not too far from now, as they are currently slated to play each other in round 1. After that though, and getting into the game here, definitely a great game for the Lakers' big three quote unquote. I mean, they finally had a great balance of Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves all in the same game together. I mean, Austin going off for 31 points, 8 of 16 from the field, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists to go with it, not to mention being a perfect 10 of 10 for the free throw line. LeBron having 25 points, 10 of 21 from the field, grabbing 6 rebounds and 8 assists to go with it. Luka having 26 points, 8 of 18 from the field, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists to go with it, nearly being perfect from the free throw line as well, missing his final one, but apart from that, 11 of 12 from the free throw line, Austin going 10 of 10, those two combining for 21 made free throws, 18 made field goals, and not to mention combining for 57 points. So yeah, great game for them, great game for all three of them, and finally were able to click, finding that right balance between them, each of them getting time with the ball but also playing off the ball, learning how to play with each other, and against a pretty tough team, albeit one trying to figure it out yet and without a long-term solution at head coach, maybe. After that though, gotta talk about the bench unit and specifically about Gabe Vincent. The guy was terrific all game long, but especially during the first half, going 4 from 4 from beyond the arc in the first half, knocking down 4 3-point shots. Didn't hit one during the second half, but played good defense in it, finished the game for them, and definitely showing the Miami Heat version of Gabe Vincent, not only this game or here and there throughout the season, but really throughout a majority of the past few months now. Gabe shot incredibly well for their team, shooting about 38% from 3 dating back to January 1st. Very impressive, and not to mention on the high shooting volume, about 6 attempts per game, or 8 of them per 36-minute average. And that's really the difference between him and Jordan Goodwin in my opinion. Both great defenders and probably would give a slight edge to Jordan Goodwin on defense. But with Gabe Vincent, gets so much more 3-point shooting, more high volume 3-point shooting, and every now and again, can get a night from him like tonight, which is why you gotta have him on the court. And then after that point, kinda mention their 3-point shooting in general, having a terrific 3-point shooting night. Combined, their team went 19 of 43 from the 3-point line, 44.2%, nearly having a 20 made 3-point shot game, and I thought they were gonna have it. Not making a 3-point shot in the final 5 minutes, but a great 3-point shooting game nonetheless. Getting 4 of them, like I mentioned, from Gabe Vincent. Austin having a team high 5 3-point shots, going 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. Dorian Finney-Smith chipping in 3 off the bench. Rui Hachimura having 3 in the starting lineup. And even having that great of a 3-point shooting night, with Luka Doncic going 2 of 9 for 3. So very impressive, and I imagine that JJ Redick loves to see that. But then finally, for one more mention, gotta shout out Dorian Finney-Smith. Not only about the 3-point shots or the points, that's never the main sticking point with him. It's always about the little things on the court, and he definitely showed that again tonight. Playing great defense, matching up and switching on everyone from John Morant out there, all the way down to Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey, and playing great defense no matter what. Then on top of that, boxing out, being the only guy consistently on their team that does box out, grabbing tough rebounds in the paint, being the first one to run back on defense and get their defense set up, and simply put, does all the little things to their team that won't show up in the stat sheet, but kinda get appreciated, and I definitely will shout him out. And well, to absolutely no surprise here at all, he led their team in plus-minus rating again, pretty much does every other game at this point, has led their team in plus-minus rating since joining their team, and it's simply a product of all the little things that he does on the court for their team. And with all of that being said, great win for their team, not only about the standings, but getting back on track, and the great meshing on the court, the balance between their big three, quote unquote, having a great Luka Doncic, LeBron, and Austin Reeves game for the first time in quite a long time, and probably their best game on the court together. And with all of that being said, I'll let you hear from the team about it and how they can carry this momentum going forward.
Memphis was really going to play, this extra playoff level of intensity. They battled back a couple times. What did you think was the thing that finally kind of held them off in that fourth quarter when you guys were able to get the victory?
I thought our poise when we got down 4. I thought our poise when it was tied at 113. Our execution. I said to the guys in the timeout, we were getting great shots. Like our execution in that fourth quarter, I think Rui or Doe had a couple. We got great looks. We punished their overhelps, and they didn't go in. And they were tough to guard tonight. They outperformed some things that we're willing to live with. They were 20 for 38 on non-rim twos, which 38 non-rim twos, that's a pretty good sort of math equation to have. They made some tough shots. And then for us to just continue to trust what we were doing offensively, we had one bad possession in the fourth quarter outside of like a couple turnovers. Just like from an execution standpoint, we got exactly what we were trying to get.
In the walk-off, Austin said that he met with you and Luka and LeBron this morning, and just kind of how much he appreciates the players that they are, and then being included in that. What did you think of his play on both ends of the court tonight? You kind of roped into that meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, first of all, in terms of his play, he got us off. He helped get us off to a great start. We challenged him a little bit on playing with a little more force and pace off the ball. And I thought that was great early, and we were able to generate some good stuff. And then we challenged all three of them when we get to their three-man actions to play with a little more force and a little more thrust and a little more creativity. We were able to get some great stuff in the fourth quarter off that and create the sort of advantages that we envision creating when we put those three guys together. And it's I told them this morning, it's hard to create advantages against switches. And generally they're going to have three defenders that can all switch. But there was a defender that we felt like didn't necessarily want to switch, and when we put those three guys in action in that fourth quarter, it was awesome. And just in terms of Austin being included, of course he's been included. I mean, I think the biggest thing about our group is the response to the other night when we lose on a half-court buzzer beater. And I said before the game that we'll be ready to play, that our resolve, I'm not surprised at how hard we played and how well we played tonight. I made sure the group knew that I believed still, and that the coaching staff believed, and they were resolute in their belief in this team. All three of those guys, and then everybody else.
JJ, excuse me, there weren't a lot of stops necessarily over stretches, but it never really felt like you guys weren't in it defensively, if that makes sense. And especially in the fourth, I think there was a stretch where Dorian got a rebound over Edey, had a challenge on Jaren Jackson, Luka took the lane away from Desmond Bane. What did you think about you guys have been a team that's guarded despite results for a lot of the year, but that's kind of faded a little bit. What did you think about your team's intent defensively?
Yeah, I think process-wise, it was really good. Where we, I don't know what they ended up with, 22. I mean, where we struggled a little bit was in transition.
No, we can't keep struggling with transition. I think it's because of the rebounds.
22 is not a crazy number, but I thought our half-court defense and our half-court defensive execution was really good. We gave up, I think, one back cut out of the corner out of their wheel concept. We gave up 1-3 to Ja Morant out of the wheel concept.
Listen, man, overall, man, it was a good game. Shout out to JJ. Shout out to the Lakers. Next video.